It's Brian Preston, the money guy.
Now, before we move on to this last one, did you bookend it on purpose? Because I just recognized that we started with go out and enjoy yourself and go do all the things and yay. But number one's a little bit different. Number one is actually the other side of it. Number one is the deferred gratification piece.
Yeah, number one is I want you to give a little bit of today for a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, which is number one is invest more for retirement.
See, I love this one, where I did not love the first one. I love this one. Because if you can be scrappy early on, and you can figure out how do I go get an extra $10, $20, $30 over a long enough time horizon, that adds up and it gets just so saucy. It is an exciting thing to watch happen.
No, it is. I mean, that's one of the things I think the army of dollar bills, there's a reason this is one of our branded concepts, is because, guys, we all get to points where we either burned out or tired of working ourselves. So we need to have our army of dollar bills do the heavy lifting for us. And this is the way to do it. The sooner you start saving for the future, the more successful you'll be. And that's one of the things we talk about that concept nonstop.
Yeah, we talk about the 88 times over concept. And what that is that a 20-year-old who can defer $1 today can turn that into $88 by the time that they're 65. We even have a koozie that says, hey, this $1 beer cost me $88. Because they're going to retire at 66. It's a 21-year-old. Don't send us the hate comments. It's a 21-year-old that's retiring at 66, 88 times over. A 25-year-old, it drops to 44. A 30-year-old, it drops to 23. You can see just how powerful time is. But what I love is the one thing that most young folks don't have is a ton of money just sitting around. They don't have tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they've got $10 here and $20 there and $30 there. If you can just piece together those small little bits of money, and you start thinking about this multiplying effect, it gets so exciting.
Yeah, so we've made this easy for you too. Go to moneyguy.com/resources. We actually have a deliverable, a free thing that you can download called the Wealth Multiplier, aka how powerful are your dollars? That's what you're going to look for.
You nailed it.
How powerful are your dollars? Reeby put it in the show notes. But it's this will allow you to go look at your actual age, because a lot of you guys aren't 20 years old. You might be 24. You might be 27. This will let you know exactly what every dollar decision you make, because it's not only on saving, it's also on the spending side, because you might now, when you look at your car payment, because remember, we have rules like 23-8, where I want you to put down at least 20%. Don't finance for more than 3 years. And then you can't even do this 8% of your total gross income. But you can't even do this unless your savings, your investing is greater than the car payment. These things are important because I want your army of dollar bills working for you in the future. So look at what your wealth multiplier is worth so you get motivated by that.
Now, I want to throw something out there because we get this a lot, and it's not something that we've actually addressed. We didn't talk about this in show prep, but it's on my heart, so I'm going to share it. A lot of folks hear us talk about it. Guys, I'm not 20 anymore, and I'm not 35, and I'm not 40. Maybe I'm in my 50s. Well, when you think about your portfolio, yeah, if you're in your 50s, some part of your portfolio has to get you ready for 65. We know that. That's why we have this, probably a bigger part than when they're 20s. But if you're going to be an investor for the next 40 years, meaning you're someone in your 50s and you have an age 90 time horizon, there are pieces of your portfolio that can still do this, that can still turn over 40, 50, 60 times. Just because you may be a little bit longer in the tooth doesn't mean that your dollars still can't be powerful for you. It's just you might be saving those powerful dollars for your 70s, for your 80s, and so on. It's not like the clock stops at 65. So don't let that be discouraging. Let it be really, really encouraging that a little bit can still go a long way.
I think that's a great point, because there are a lot of people that do get, I'm not 20 years old, but Bo, we know this from managing assets. Just because you hit 65, we don't go from a diversified portfolio to zero, 100% cash type holding that you just got to burn through over the next years. No, you have a glide path on your asset allocation. So Bo's exactly right. When you're 40 years of age, there still are assets that will be growing for 45 years, assuming you live a ripe, full life. And here's the tools. When we talk about how do you maximize this, when we're talking about financial order of operations, we're talking about your Roth IRAs, your health savings accounts, maxing out your 401k, your 403b, all those retirement options with your employer, and then get into hyperaccumulation. Remember how we started the show, and this is what Bo was talking about, very bookend side. We want you saving 20 to 25% of your gross income as soon as possible.
Absolutely, man. New Year is a great time to change your outlook, to start over, to revamp some things that maybe went wrong in 2020. I think it's great if you start thinking about these things, start putting together. But here's what you got to do. If you're serious about it, you got to write it down. And you got to put it on your refrigerator. And you got to put it on your bathroom mirror. You got to put it on your desk at the office because you want to constantly remind yourself. If you want something to help, go out to our website, moneyguy.com/resources. If you need to be reminded how powerful your dollars are, or the opportunity cost of spending that money, go print out how powerful your dollars and put it, on the little console of your car so that when you get in that Starbucks line, you might say, all right, $4.50, do I really want it? My answer is yes, but if you know you're saving, doing what you're supposed to be doing, it can help you make those decisions to not lose track of the resolutions you set on January 1st.
Once you put those goals on paper, it's amazing how that invisible hand in your brain starts doing things for you. So essentially it's working for you 24 hours a day to get you to the path of success. Guys, we do this, the abundance cycle. We work with clients all across the country. It started just like you did. They come here, they learn, they apply, they grow their wealth using these concepts, and then one day they need to graduate to a professional advisor. That's how we get people. We call that the abundance cycle. I also think I would ask you, if you're asking how you can help the Money Guy Show, we have a ticker right over our shoulder that shows that right now we have 90,400 YouTube subscribers. We have a goal of 100,000 by year end. It's going to be tight. I need you to go tell friends. I need you to go tell relatives because you're going to have opportunity in the next few weeks. Do it and then make sure you're not renting your seat too. We need you to subscribe because I need us to be at 100,000 by year end. I'd love you to pay it forward and help us out.
Love it, love it, love it.
Money Guy team, out.